We're here today to talk about a very important issue, which is organized retail theft. You see it all over the country. So thanks to the Attorney General, statewide prosecutor, and our detectives, and a combination of some other agencies, we've been able to make a real serious dent in it. So having said that, I'm going to turn you over to the Attorney General of the state of Florida, and thank you for being here. He's over here?
Right here.
Okay, you snuck up on me.
Yeah, thank you, Sheriff. Thank you, Sheriff. It's great to be here in Palm Beach. We've got the best sheriffs in the state, best sheriffs in the country, best law enforcement in the country, and that's why our crime lows continue to go even further down. Let's be clear. In Florida, if you steal, you're going to jail. If you steal again, you're going to jail longer. If you steal baby formula and you tick off all of our moms and babies out there, we're going to put you behind bars for as long as we can. So this is an interesting case, one of the largest retail theft cases when it comes to baby formula. This individual, a repeat offender with multiple prior offenses, stole tens of thousands of dollars worth of baby formula from several retail locations. I want to thank Walmart, Target, and Publix and their investigative teams for their help on this. Thank them for being here today. We take retail theft very seriously. This is one of, if not the first times, that we're going to be charging a first-degree felony based on a law that our legislature passed and governor signed back in 2024. House Bill 549 allows for heightened penalties when you engage in repeat offenses on retail theft. So we stand by our retailers. We're going to protect them. We're going to protect our state, our consumers. And remember, when it comes to baby formula, we've had significant shortages in the past that makes it challenging for moms out there, moms that really need this to feed their babies. So we're going to take retail theft seriously. We're working together with our big stores across the state as well as small businesses. And we continue to see ties between retail theft and the open border problem that plagued our country for many years. People don't think about the dangers of the open border and retail theft, but it just shows how many connections there are. When you have criminal organizations and cartels bringing illicit products, drugs, trafficking into our country, spreading across the country into communities everywhere, it results in various other crimes that happen at the local level. So I want to thank our law enforcement again and our Office of Statewide Prosecution for bringing the heat. We're going to set an example. If you do the crime in Florida, you most certainly are going to do the time. So with that, I'll have our statewide prosecutor who was lead on this, Chris Olowin, come up for a few remarks.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. First, I want to thank Attorney General Uthmeier and Statewide Prosecutor McVeigh for providing my office with the resources and support necessary to investigate and prosecute these cases. The Attorney General's office has made an ongoing commitment to investigating and eliminating organized retail theft in the state of Florida, and a major key to this success is the collaboration between law enforcement, prosecutors, and the retail partners as well. I want to specifically thank the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office and the South Florida Criminal Apprehension Team for their hard work that they put into this case. I specifically want to thank Detectives Chris Apple, Mark Reamer, and Jessica Vasco, who all put countless hours into investigating this case. And as a result of their hard work, our office was able to charge and were able to prosecute 2 significant first-degree felonies for this repeat offender. Additionally, I want to thank my co-counsel Monique Wilson on this case and the multiple investigative retail partners, as was mentioned by the Attorney General, specifically Joe Barrett from Publix, Carlos Gonzalez from Walmart. Without these partnerships between law enforcement, between the retailers, cases like this would not be possible. As a prosecutor who's handled several large-scale organized retail theft investigations and cases throughout my time at the Office of Statewide Prosecution, I have noticed a significant shift in the way that we're able to prosecute and investigate these types of cases. A couple years ago, a case like this would not be possible. Prior to 2022, there were not very many legislative tools that would allow us to accumulate and create a case of this magnitude. However, in late 2022 and in late 2024, legislative changes were signed into law by the governor, which now have allowed us to have the tools to properly investigate and to prosecute and charge these criminals that are engaged in all of these thefts. These meaningful legislative changes have allowed for the accumulation of separate thefts into one case. They've allowed for the aggregation of numerous items stolen across thefts into a single charge, and they've allowed us to use prior convictions for organized retail theft to enhance these crimes and enhance these penalties and sentences that they'll be facing. It's only because of these new legislative tools that the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office and our office was able to obtain arrest warrants for this suspect for 2 first-degree felony counts of organized retail theft with 2 or more prior convictions on this suspect. Additionally, it's because of these legislative tools and it's because of these legislative tools that this suspect and suspects in the future will be able to face meaningful sentences for serial retail theft across the state. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. I'll say one more thing, Sheriff, and then I'll turn it back over to you. Today's another good example of why soft on crime, lenient sentences, early releases do not work. This individual, again, he had committed over 3 prior offenses, had served, I think, 2 years behind bars. He gets out and he immediately starts doing it again. Over 50 examples of theft when it came to the baby formula. We all are aware of the tragic murder on the train in North Carolina. The offender there had been released 14 different times on prior offenses before committing that horrific tragedy. Last week in Polk County with Sheriff Grady Judd, we announced over 240 arrests of human traffickers and child predators. Those offenders combined for almost 700 prior offenses. So as long as I'm AG, we are going to be tough on crime. We are going to put people behind bars for as long as we can. We are going to push for accountability. So thank you again, Sheriff Bradshaw, for having us. Really appreciate the cooperation and working together.
Thank you. Okay. See, now you know why the state of Florida is lucky to have an AG like he is, because he gets it. He understands that these bad guys got to stay someplace and it ain't on the street. Let's talk about a larger concept here, because I hear this all the time. Well, retail theft, that's a victimless crime. No, it's not, folks. You know who the victim of all this organized retail theft is? It's you in the community. You know why? Because the retailers, they're going to jack the prices up if they can't sustain the losses. Increase security, right? And you ever been into one of these stores where everything's behind glass and you got to have a clerk come and open it up for you because of the retail theft? After a while, people quit going to those stores because they don't feel safe. And at the end of the day, people are going to lose their jobs because some of these mom and pop places that they go into are going to shut down. So it's not a victimless crime. It's something we take very seriously, and I know the state of Florida takes very seriously, and we're not going to allow it to happen. So having said that, we'll take some questions, make them meaningful. You.
Yes, Mr. Sheriff. The question for either Mr. Uthmeier or Chris. When these products are stolen, where are they going to?
So it depends in different cases. Sometimes they are sold by the thief themselves, and a lot of times they're also sold through different fencing organizations.
Any possibility they were sold online on sites like that? That was a problem during the shortage. I know that.
I don't believe that to be the case specifically in this case, but I know that has been the case in other investigations.
You talk about the significance of the charge. Can you share some details of the penalties and how many years they could spend behind bars?
Yeah, in this case, with the new first-degree charges being brought, this individual could spend up to 30 years. He already spent 2 years, which is going to seem pretty dang easy compared to what could lie ahead. So the reality here is people are on notice. If you're going to commit crimes over and over again, I think two prior crimes on retail theft is a second-degree felony. 3 or more is a first-degree felony. So we're putting people on notice. If you continue to offend, we're going to hold you accountable.
Could you tell us the scope? I mean, how much was stolen over this whole investigation?
Yeah, my understanding is here over 50 different incidents of stealing at the retail stores, combining for $70,000 or more in baby formula alone, and that's just what we know of and have been able to document at this point. It could be significantly more, and this is just one offender.
And here it's just during regular business hours, they walk in, they have an accomplice.
That's my understanding, Chris, right?
Yes.
Yeah. During business hours, dropping in bags and evading security to get out the door. Thanks, everybody.